Hiya bakers, Catherine here. We're going to talk about the oatmeal porridge that goes into our community loaves. When I first started this recipe with a small band of bread friends, I had never imagined there could be such diversity in an oatmeal porridge. Simply oatmeal, water, some honey, olive oil, how hard can it be? And yet, you all have helped me to understand there's a tremendous variety of both available oatmeals as well as cooking methods from stovetop to microwave to Instant Pot, and they don't all produce the same results. So in some cases, this can be trial and error on your part using your preferred method. I'm going to show you my preferred method for our porridge and give you an example of the texture that's a goal, and then you can dial this in your own home kitchens. All right. Before we start with the porridge, I want to just talk a little bit about oatmeal. What is oatmeal? So essentially, it's oat groats, which have had just the outer hull removed, and then they are manufactured or processed in some way. An example is steel-cut oats, which we have here. Steel-cut oats are cut, and they take longer to cook. They're delicious. They're very nutty, have great fiber. All oatmeal has great fiber, but you can see these are not flattened, right? They're steel cut. Now, rolled oats. Rolled oats are groats that have been steamed, all right? So they've been steamed and then they've gone through a sheeter and they're pressed and rolled flat. And there are varying degrees of thickness. So you can have, Bob's Red Mill has a thick cut oat, which is not this one, but this is the Bob's Red Mill regular rolled oats, not quick cooking rolled oats, but just regular rolled oats. You can get these at the store very easily. They're organic, they're lovely, and these will work. Sorry, there it is. These will work in the porridge, okay? They may take a little longer to cook because they're a little thicker, right? The oatmeal that I use and that we're going to be using today is the Quaker oats. Here's the big box here. These are just the classic old-fashioned oats. I get them from Costco, right? In this handy 2-pound bag or whatever it is, 2 5-pound bags. So I can make a lot of community loaves with them. And they are not quite as thick. They're not organic and they're not quite as thick as the Bob's Red Mill, but they work great. The item that I want to encourage you to avoid is the quick cooking oats, and I'm going to show you why. These hydrate very differently. Can you see the difference between this and the full rolled oat? This is much looser, more shards, little tiny bits. This will create a very different consistency of oatmeal, right? So we don't want to use these in our porridge, all right? Now, that's it. That's your lesson. On our forum, there are links to oatmeal and all the great reasons why we put an oatmeal porridge in. Soluble fiber, flavor, moistness for our loaf. So we definitely want the porridge. And now let's get to making it. You're going to weigh out your oatmeal on your scale. You're going to add your water. So this is enough for one loaf, just one loaf. And it's 61 grams of the oatmeal. And then I'm going to add my 100 grams of water. And I just learned by making this in a new microwave that it cooked really quickly. So two and a half minutes was all it took. So I take this, give it a little stir, and then move it right into the microwave, okay? So we'll pretend that's going to the microwave because we got ourselves a little bit ahead, and here it is all cooked up and ready to go. Now I want you to see this. This is cooked for 2 minutes, maybe 2.5 minutes. It's just a single loaf portion, but you can see a little bit of the oatmeal still in whole pieces. You'd say maybe not hydrated, but this is really warm. Oatmeal does hold its heat. So the good news is we can just put this down. Let me make sure that you can see all this. Move my oatmeal examples aside. We're going to give this a stir. Okay, we're just going to incorporate that right in. Works perfectly. Okay, now to this we need to add our olive oil and our honey. That couldn't be easier. We need to measure it out. This is what I like to do. Take any kind of lightweight container, put it on your scale. We're going to measure the olive oil first. Okay, that makes for easier cleaning. And we're going to go for 20 grams of olive oil. So we'll go slow here. There we go. Boy, that was right on. That's awesome. Okay, so 20 grams of olive oil into the bowl. Now we're going to add our honey. I also get my olive oil and my honey from Costco. Not an ad for Costco, mind you, but again, they come in sizes that really make sense for me since I'm making as many community loaves as I can. All right, now we're going to use, it's 16 and a half. We can round that up to 17. Honey is a little trickier, but I can, with my handy spoon, pull out the little extra that I gave it. And we're ready to go. All right, that goes in there. I'm going to scrape that off. And then I am going to add, I guess I don't need that spoon, I have one here. I'm going to add this right here to my oatmeal while it's still warm. It's going to help keep this oatmeal from seizing up. Keeps it loose, a little looser. If you have done your oatmeal a little late in the game and you need to speed cool it, you're going to have a tray out like so. Just lay it out on a tray. The reality is you do not want to be in a situation where you are adding hot oatmeal to your mix. That's a recipe for disaster. So we want this to be room temperature, no longer has any heat to it, and then we're going to be able to mix that right into our dough when it comes time to mix, right? So that's the porridge. Notice that it's a little bit crumbly. Some of you have said to me that yours is really wet or really seized up. So you're looking for a consistency that looks a little bit like this. Adjust your water, adjust your cooking technique so that you can match this. Good luck, I know you can do it.